Scholars of various studies love to talk about the ancient Egyptians, but when they portray them in movies, documentaries, magazines, and whatever, they degrade and defile the very people that they are talking about. What is the problem? The problem is that the study of human history is currently dominated by whites, and as such, all of human history is given a white coating. For years the scholarly establishment attempted to paint this same white coating onto the civilizations of the Inca, the Aztecs, and the Maya, but as more and more lay people became acquainted with these cultures, the scholars reluctantly found it to be impractical to promote that lie any longer. Yet and still, in the 21st century, the degradation of the ancient Egyptians and their history still persist even in the face of all the sculptures and artwork, whereby those people portrayed themselves. This is a willful blindness that has current and historical prejudice roots. There is no competent way to dispute the fact, as documented by all the known evidence, that the ancient Egyptians were black people who migrated from the Sahara and the southern parts of East Africa and formed that civilization around 4000 BCE. Yet when they are portrayed by the multimedia, they are broadcast by actors that are white or as close to white as possible. This is an insult to those ancient peoples and is scholarly shameful to reduce oneself to that form of narrow-mindedness and bigotry, and all the while professing oneself to be enlightened educators. The History Channel, for one, is top-notch at doing this whenever they use actors to portray the ancient Egyptians, even as they claim to be presenting human history as the evidence reveals itself to be. Another reason that the scholars and the multimedia perpetuate this ongoing lie concerning this ancient culture is because the land that the ancient Egyptians inhabited is now dominated by people of Middle Eastern origins, and these people have no shame in claiming a heritage and a history that is no more related to them as the heritages and histories of the peoples of Central and South America are to them, simply because they occupy the land now. Along with this, there is the fact of history for at least the past 1000 or more years whereby black, brown, or whatever we call ourselves have made a mockery of ourselves as a group of people regardless where on the planet that we live, even to this very day, and so it is understandable why others cannot equate what they see now to the people who built great cultures throughout Africa and in various other places in times past. These Middle Eastern type peoples migrated and overtook the land over a period of hundreds of years long after the last of the true Egyptian dynasties came to an end at about 1600 to 1200 BCE. At present, the human story is very lopsided and will remain so until more people of color participate in those various fields of study, and as they do so a fuller understanding of human history and what it is to be human will emerge as a balanced portrait of human history is truly and honestly rendered. It is most important that these new scholars should do their own research and investigations and that they present the facts and the evidence exactly as they find it and not paint it to their liking, which is the prevailing temperament of scholars that are now in the field. It would be a service to all if today's scholars that now dominate the study of human history would confine themselves to Stonehenge until a balance is reached in the cultural, ethnic, and racial composition of scholars working in the field of human history. Not only in the field of history, society, and culture, but also in physics, engineering, and earth and space science is a balance needed so that all may grow and advance. Just imagine how far advanced we would be now if all the people who had the drive and the ability were allowed to contribute to society in decades past. We are all the peoples of the planet Earth, and together we form a singular body known as the human race, and together we can conquer the Milky Way galaxy and beyond and make the planet Earth a truly beautiful place. Now, as far as the destiny of Egypt goes, be of good cheer. For if you believe in Bible prophecy, this ongoing lie will soon have no avenue of approach to sustain it, for as it is written, "Behold, therefore I am against thee, and against thy rivers, and I will make the land of Egypt utterly waste and desolate, from the tower of Syene even unto the border of Ethiopia." Ezekiel 29:10. Yet thus saith the Lord God, at the end of 40 years will I gather the Egyptians from the people whither they are scattered. Ezekiel 29:13. And I will bring again the captivity of Egypt, and will cause them to return into the land of Pathros, into the land of their habitation, and they shall be there a base kingdom. Ezekiel 29:14. It shall be the basest of the kingdoms, neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nations. Ezekiel 29:15. And so it is, that the Middle Eastern type peoples that now occupy the land of Egypt will be driven out, and the sons and the daughters of the queens and the pharaohs of the ancient ones will be gathered up from Central, East, and West Africa and beyond, and brought back into the land of their inheritance. But because of their arrogance in the days of their might, they will not rule over their neighbors as they did in past times, yet they will be home again, and glory and honor will be restored to them.